Normally it seems like melting metal with a flashlight would be impossible, but we're going to take it to some extremes. We're going to take an extremely powerful flashlight and a metal with an extremely low melting point and see if we can't pull it off. This flashlight has several settings: 120 lumens, 500 lumens, 1500 lumens, 5000 lumens, 13,000 lumens, and an astonishingly powerful 32,000 lumens, which basically lights up a dark room as though it were daylight. And along with all of that light comes a fair amount of heat. This flashlight gets pretty good and hot if you leave it on that 32,000 lumen setting. So we're gonna take some of our Gallium Lego figures and whatnot and see if we can melt them down. The basic premise is simple. We're going to pour some molten gallium into some silicone molds, and once it freezes, we're going to see if we can melt it by using our giant overpowered flashlight. We've got some molten gallium. Let's pour ourselves some Lego men. Our gallium is now solidified, and I think we can start taking pieces out of the mold. Now, I don't think we'll actually end up melting all of these with a flashlight, but some of them we will, and that'll be fun. Little scrap runoff pieces in some places. Little metallic gemstones here. See how well our Lego bricks poured. That's not too bad. On some of these, you can actually even see the word Lego. And then some of them, it didn't really fill the cavity, and it's just a nice little round curved bump. What about our Mongo Lego man? Ooh, that's looking nice. Okay, R2, how you doing? Got some flashing. It definitely went up and over the sides, but a lot of good detail on R2-D2 here. Continuing with the Star Wars theme, we've got Han Solo in, well, it's not carbonite, but close enough. On both of these, it didn't quite get the detail of his face, so we've got Han Solo with his face washed out. And one more for the Star Wars, we've got a Stormtrooper helmet. Oh, that looks amazing. We are gonna take our little Lego man, set him right here with our nice black background, and aim our flashlight at him. We're gonna have to get this pretty close. So kind of right there, we might set the back up on something here, about like that. Let's see how he takes the heat. As a quick test, here it is at full brightness. In our first test, our little Lego man started to melt a little bit. In fact, we got a little bit of gallium dripping off of him, but we didn't get the whole thing to puddle, and our flashlight started to overheat. It does put out a lot of heat, but not all of it leaves the flashlight. Some of it just stays inside, and the casing even got really hot. So our flashlight is cooling down, and we're gonna try another method with our little Lego guy. Our flashlight overheated with our first test, so for our second test, we're gonna see what we can't do to cool it down. This is a giant ice pack. We're just gonna have it sit right on our giant ice pack, and then have some more ice sitting on top of it. Hopefully, this will keep our flashlight cool long enough that our Lego man will take the full brunt and go down with it. However, that's not quite all we're gonna do. We've also got a piece of foil, and we're gonna build a little cave over our Lego man to hold in some of that heat. We really don't want him to survive. Let's see what we can do with a blowtorch. You know, that looked almost exactly like the dude in Indiana Jones who chose the wrong goblet. Just like melts away from the outside in. Ah! So the gallium melted, but some details from R2-D2 are still visible. I assume that's where the gallium had oxidized or had dust or some other chemical substrate just left on it. That's so cool. You can still see some of that printing, even though it's now just a puddle. Three, two, one. Perfect. That was awesome. Oh, beautiful. Melting metal with a flashlight. It's not very practical and it's not very efficient, but if you use gallium and a really powerful flashlight, it is possible to get it to go. I think gallium is more fun to melt in some other ways. It looked really cool pretty much every way. Every way you melt gallium, it looks really cool. And I just discovered how unbelievably fragile gallium is when you freeze it in liquid nitrogen. So we're definitely gonna do more of that soon. What do you think? Anything else you want to see us try out with our giant overpowered flashlight? Let us know down in the comments. Q&A time. You've got the Q's. We've hopefully got some A's. I don't even know if that makes sense. We're gonna leave it in. Maybe the editors will take it out. I don't know. I'm not in charge of these things. All right, we've got a question from Dylan Morgan, or at Dylan Morgan 1122, and they are asking, any new merch coming out soon? Dylan, yes, we do have new merch coming up soon. I'm actually wearing a new shirt. By the time you see this Q&A, maybe we've already made the announcement. It's been on the website for a while. I've never been a huge fan of shirts that have just like stuff all over them. But these are fairly subtle. Like they've got the TKOR logo and just some like racing stripes on the sleeve. Weather might be getting a little bit colder soon, so it's gonna be nice to have some more long sleeve stuff. Ivan Olivaria at Ivan Olivaria 15 asks, what's the worst accident you guys have had? I assume that kind of means like what's the most injured we've been or most damage that's been done. I have been pretty lucky in that I don't think I've really had anything be severely damaged on the show. I don't think I've really injured myself severely on the show. I think the worst injury I've sustained so far was while I was casting the Iron Man helmet in candy. A drip of the molten hot candy fell out of the mold and landed on my arm. I've got a little bit of a scar here. That's about 9 months old, and we'll see if that sticks around forever. But yeah, I haven't actually been hurt very much on the channel so far. One of the most serious injuries I've ever received from any sort of building project. You can see I've got a nice fun scar from that one as well, my thumb here. All right, so that little scar right there, that was me doing something exceptionally dumb. I had a little piece of wood, a 1 by 1 inch block of wood, and I wanted to drill a hole in it. And I very foolishly thought, oh, I'll hold the block while I drill a hole in it with a drill press. And I was holding it, and then the drill was going down into it, and it cut a little bit, and then it just seized, and that little 1 inch cube just started spinning at the same speed as the drill. And so it just like
spun and cut into my thumb, and it actually just like a chunk of my thumb was missing. It wasn't just like a nice little cut. There was just like, oh, I see that I'm missing a small portion of my thumb now. And so that was, I mean, just so dumb. Don't hold on to things while you drill them. You clamp them down, but that's probably the most serious injury I've received.
Guys, that's it for today, but the fun doesn't have to end here. That box up at the top will take you directly to our last video, and you should check that out. The other box will show you what YouTube thinks you should be watching next. And this bomb in the middle will subscribe you to our channel so you never miss out on a video. Don't forget to ring that bell, and we'll see you in the next one. Talk to you then.